In terms of terrifying events, August 22, 2022 stands out as the pinnacle. Moon's ancient past. The traditional blockchain's height in terms of blocks will be reached on this date, marking the beginning of the adoption of a wide range of proposals. Everything you see on your screen, including the request to re-enable staking and reduce delegation by 1.2%, as well as the new staking proposals being added to the community pool, is a result of this distribution. In this massive video, we'll explain why April 5th is such a significant deal and what you, as a true classic holder, need to know and do to get ready. Come on, then and we'll get started. To re-enable staking delegation to already active validator sets, the relevant proposal information are now available on the Terra station. Taking such delegation is a significant enabler because it means the chain is functional properly. There is proof of stake activity, and it has the potential to be useful, right? As such, it serves the same purpose as a blockchain. If proof of work isn't part of the blockchain's design, then using it for transactions is practically pointless. With 42% of voters meeting their threshold, this proposition has now passed with a 90% approval percentage. This is becoming relevant right now. This is crucial because, once again, now that we have quorum and this proposal is being implemented on the block height, we will then get the staking such delegation, at which time we can move on to implementing the many other recommendations we've discussed in the channel. I'm referring to the numbers 3, 5, 6, and 8 in conjunction with the worldwide prohibition of any and all transactions over 1.2%. Since the code for the proposed adjustment to the transaction charge parameters already exists, this is also related to the plan to contribute 50% of the transaction fees to a community fund. As we discussed on the channel, these numerous ideas can have a huge effect on the cost, both in terms of the possible difficulties they present and the extent to which their goals are likely to be achieved. The ability to establish new validators will be disabled until the block height of hash 8,905,758, which is expected to occur around the 22nd of August, 2022. In order to make changes to the blockchain's code or proposals, users must wait until certain intervals have passed or certain block heights have been reached. So the height of the block depends on the blockchain itself, and then it resets to the beginning at the changeover point, which often occurs every week or two. However, on this day, Terra Classic will take place. For this and other reasons, the community as a whole has had to be patient as we wait for this idea to be put into action. Moreover, this is of utmost importance, and this date in particular is of utmost importance because of the connections it establishes with all the other ideas. There have been a lot of inquiries in the channel about the voting process for these motions, so I thought I'd address them here. It's too late now, they're dead. There will be a cost implication, as you have stated in videos. How many tokens can we burn, even with a 1.2% tax each transaction? Based on the current transaction volume alone. To what end, then, has this not come to pass? If these ideas were so great, why haven't they been implemented yet? No, it's not because they haven't been put to a vote yet. They haven't failed because of this for another reason. This is because we are waiting for the perfect time to implement, as well as for the code and development to be ready. Terrorist insurgents are actually the source of the Discord, which is a very significant source of Discord. Image caption. Discord discusses this in post by me, which refers to proposal 3568. The code for the 1.2% tax that was passed has been written and may be found in the aforementioned GitHub repository. However, additional testing is required. There has been a successful merge build and distribution, but proposal 4095 is needed before version 3568 may be distributed. Because of problems with distribution, the time for enabling staking, which we discussed at the beginning of the video, has long since gone. The 2.6 threshold has not been crossed, but it has been passed again. Like I said, though, the thing with these proposals is that the reason we haven't had some of them passed is because it's kind of a domino effect. Before we can get all these suggestions implemented, we need some of the big ones to permit staking such delegation, and we need to see this block height repeated and reached. It appears from this Discord message that these proposals are ready to go into effect on or around the 22nd of August, assuming all go according to plan. This date has not been confirmed as of writing. If all goes according to plan, we should be able to put them into effect right away. At that time and date, we can acquire the first proposal to permit staking, which will have the knock-on effect of minimizing disruptions during the subsequent implementation of the 1.5% burn proposal, 3.5% multiplied by 68%. And then there's the 4080, which I believe is this idea to split transaction fees in half. Given that all we need to do here is just a single parameter, this one is a breeze in comparison. Basically, what's happening is that a single line of code in Terra Classic source code is being updated. Therefore, there's no need to freak out. As I mentioned before, the value is split in half and subject to a community tax of the same amount as the base value. If you're curious in the reasoning behind this article's praise, you can read it in full right here. But when you add up all these separate options, only August 22nd makes sense. Unfortunately, I can't offer you a clear timeline or date for when something will happen, nor can I guarantee that it will happen on that date. There's always room for error, and there may be obstacles along the way, but that is the general plan. Just wanted to let you know what the devs and major validators have been saying on blockchain technology and local groups. This is the actual strategy, and it's the reason these crucial suggestions haven't been adopted yet, to give you an indication of what to expect. Though, a proof-of-stake chain is one in which delegation of authority is used to maximize the efficiency and utility of the blockchain technology behind it. The horror chain is a timeless masterpiece. When that percentage reaches 1.2%, all financial activity is halted. Once we get this in place, the ban will cause the circulating supply to shrink, driving up the price and giving us an opportunity to recoup our losses if we so choose. And then the idea for zero, the community pool will do a modest, but not crazy because the transaction costs are so low, but more crucially donate a lot of money to existing initiatives in the ecosystem, right? This communal pool can be used to incentivize blockchain development, proposal incentives, and validator awards. What we are is the sum of these parts. We've discussed some of the financial goals we can achieve with the help of the. But again, these burn targets are not linear, they are exponential. That being said, it becomes increasingly difficult to burn additional tokens as more tokens are expended. However, 1.2% is more than enough to push us over the 20 transaction volume threshold. Also, how many can you expect to burn per week or month? It's all supposition again. Okay, that means it's not a rock-solid fact. These are only approximate locations for the time being. Again, this isn't a linear burn analogy. There would be no problem with burning 1 billion tokens in the first couple of days. The rate of processing may decrease, depending heavily on the number of active transactions. However, we now know just how significant an effect the fires can have, and what effect each of these alternatives will have. The beautiful thing about